the moderator for the day and representing REHDA Institute. I've got 6 panel members here, all of whom do not need an introduction, but nevertheless, I'll just very quickly go through just in case you might know them. On my far left, I've got Dato Fatih Iskandar, who is the president of REHDA Malaysia, together as the MD and CEO of Berhad. And on my second left, I have got Dato Tiong, who is the director of First Nationwide Group, as well as the deputy secretary of NCCIM. Then I've got Dato Soam, Choon, who is the deputy president of REHDA Malaysia, and as well as the group CEO and MD of Imagineering Berhad. And on my right, I've got Dato Sharon, who is the MD of Kazana Institute of Research. And further right, I've got Professor Dr. Heng, who is the professor of economics at Sunway University Business School. For people who knows him even longer than that, he was the RAM chief economist. And on my furthest right, I've got Mr. YBhg, who's the MD of CBRE WTW. There's no question that the panel speakers we've got this afternoon is as good as you can get. So what I would like to say here to the audience is that we have got 10 pertinent questions that will be displayed on the screen. And because we have got 6 speakers, due to time constraint, probably we may not be able to cover. So on this note, I think it will be the interest for all the panelists, for the benefit of the audience, to respond each question concisely and to keep the response time to within a minute, if possible, if not 1.5 minutes at the most. Why? Because I'm trying very much to see whether we can manage to finish off as many questions as we can. Okay, so can we have the questions on the screen? I shall start. The first question, the format in which we will take it here is that, again, the organizers have mentioned that there will be a debate. And if you notice here, on my left, I've got property developers on one side. On my right, I've got non-property developers on the other side. But in order not to give the discomfort to the speakers, just in case if a particular question, it may be, they may not be comfortable to be forced to answer, to argue in that manner, out of principles, I've decided that maybe the best thing is to ensure that all the speakers will respond to the question, and towards the end of the day, we will get the summarized results responding out of the 6 personalities here. So if I may start. The national housing policy includes provision of adequate housing and improving the capability of people to own and rent houses. Affordability issues and challenges have placed many Malaysians out of the housing market. In other countries facing similar challenges, including Singapore, Hong Kong, Australia, and UK, rental housing is fast becoming the new focus as an alternative to home ownership. So the question to the panelists is, the Malaysian housing agenda has always focused on home ownership for the rakyat. Should housing policy be home ownership focused or more balanced? That is, where rental housing and home ownership should be promoted on a more equal footing. So I'm going to start the question from Dato Sri Fatih, from my left to the right. There is no advantage by starting first, neither is there a disadvantage by ending last. But I think the whole objective here is that for the audience to say what you need to say. So, if I may ask the panelists to, based on that question, you should start off by indicating either is the home ownership number one, or on a more equal footing number two. So, if I may ask Dato Sri Fateh, 1 minute, please.
Thank you, Dato Jeffrey. Of course, if you were to ask me personally, home ownership would be the biggest wealth creation in one person's life. If you look at the current trend, and also the trend for the last 40, 50 years, or even since Merdeka, 60 years, you've seen that the value of land, value of property has gone up. This is a norm rather than an exception. So it is, I state here, it's the biggest wealth creation in one's lifetime. However, we do acknowledge that some people just can't afford to own properties. So there is a need for rental. And rental, we think that the federal government and state government should build rental houses, allow people to rent them until they find a strong financial standing. When they are in a stronger financial footing, then they should be encouraged to own homes.
Okay, thank you very much, those three. So I take it that you are in support of number one, home ownership. Thank you. Tan Sri Jangkok?
Yeah. Well, of course, I think every one of us aspire to be a homeowner. But in any society, like Dato Fateh says, there will be a section that will not be able to afford to buy their own homes. Our government emphasis on encouraging home ownership is good, but sometimes you overemphasize, you actually burden the people who cannot afford houses to aspire to buy the house, and he's burdened with the mortgages, he has less disposable income, even to feed his children properly, send his children to school, and actually it is in the long term maybe more harmful to this group of people. Secondly, our emphasis on low-cost housing and all has created a strong cross-subsidy from free market housing. So the houses that the free market buyers buy contains a high content of subsidy that subsidizes the low-cost houses. And the only problem is these houses are sold. By right, they should be rented so that they will not be lost to the stock of affordable housing.
Okay, so Tan Sri, can I just get a clear response then? Are you for number one, home ownership, or on a more equal footing number two?
I'm on more equal balance.
Equal balance, okay, thank you. Okay, Dato Soam?
As a developer, I think I'm more for home ownership. But then the formula I'm advocating here is the 80-20 rule, whereby you see the segment of people that need rental houses. The other thing is that if you leave them out of the system altogether, the guys who are renting, they may end up unable to buy a house forever. Because buying home ownership is a good hedge against inflation. The other thing is that if you look at the rental market, I think the policy, if the government were to adopt some sort of rental policy, enforcement on people who then are not qualified to rent a house should move on to buy. Otherwise, the cross subsidy will be too much for any government of the day to bear. That's my view.
Okay, thank you, Dato Soam. If I move to Dato Choon.
Thank you. On home ownership, the research of my colleagues did suggest that Malaysian home ownership as a whole is quite high. It's formal and informal housing. So, for example, if you go to the rural areas, most people own their houses. Even many urban areas, many people own their houses. So, home ownership is good. But I do agree though that we should also be looking at rental. In some countries, for example, in Europe, or in Germany, I got a number here for Berlin. 80% of Berlin houses are rented rather than owned. And of course, as Dato MT Skandar said just now, some people will never be able to afford to buy a house, and we have to provide some kind of public housing in the rental market for them. So if you ask me, I would agree that we should have a balanced housing policy equally focus on rental and home ownership.
Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Heng?
I would also go for the balanced approach, given that between 2015 to 2020, almost 3 million people will be moving to the 26 to 29 age category, and another 3 million the 31 to 34 age category. So there will be 6 million so-called individuals looking for houses, and in order to ensure that we have able to meet their need, I think we should be able to facilitate home ownership by first having the opportunity given for those who are not able to save enough first to actually rent first, and that will actually facilitate more prudent saving and as well as borrowing. It's very important, and we do not want possibility of another housing crisis.
Right, thank you, Dr. Heng. And Dr.
Thank you, Dato. My stand on this will be more on balance in terms of ownership first. Rather, I would like to tweak a bit the last option 2, more on ownership first, with the rental as an option in solution to the dilemma that we are having in terms of affordable housing and other. So yes, I think rental housing would provide a lower entry level for immediate access to housing. I would like to quote here probably Dr. Sharon Kazana research institute has shown that it's something happening now in the Klang Valley, Selangor, Kuala Lumpur. We have almost about 28 to 33%, 28% in Selangor, 33% in Kuala Lumpur, household who are tenant. So I think we are actually moving in the right direction. Of course, I think I want to add in terms of the legislation at the moment does not really support protection for the landlord. I think these are the issues that we need to look at how the rent to scheme, rent to buy would be successful without proper legislation.
Okay, thank you very much.